tomorrow doing Web SDK training, and then same thing on Wednesday and Thursday. I don't fly home till Friday, so plenty of time. I'll get a pen and a lot of paper, right?
แจ้งทาง forward ได้เดี๋ยวเราจัดเซสชั่นพิเศษคุณครูสนใจใช่ไหมคะเดี๋ยวหนูจะได้ค่ะโอเค passing to you thank you so much
All right. So good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, thank you to FMS for inviting us to attend this session. So in my session, a while ago we were listening to JT, and he is from Sage R&D. For me, I am Terence. I'm from AutoAssembly, and I believe Woody Point has already mentioned that. So let me just quickly describe AutoAssembly for you. So AutoAssembly is a developer partner for Sage 300. We have been based in Hong Kong, and we have been working with Sage 300 for the past 17 years. So we know it very well. All of our products are designed exclusively for Sage 300. As JT mentioned, we are one of those partner developers who make use of the Sage SDK to develop products which looks like 300, behaves like 300, and actually extends Sage 300 to do what you, our clients, need. So right now, we actually have more than 500 manufacturing clients using our products worldwide. Aside from the manufacturing clients, we have actually more than 1,500 users logging into apps to post transactions to 300 on a daily basis. So for today, what we want to focus on is the mobile apps that we have developed for 300. We actually have three main product lines. The first one would be manufacturing. So if you are a manufacturer, aside from using the desktop screens that you are familiar with in Sage 300, know that you can create BOMs, you can create manufacturing orders, you can issue, receive, return, close orders via the app. We also have a barcode solution. So if you have a warehouse, you want to post receipts, shipments, stock transfers, stock counts, using your phone, using tablets, that's something that we can do. Or even the handheld devices. So outside there's a booth for keyends. So those are one of the devices that we can work on as well. And lastly, if you want to empower your salespeople to go out on the field and create quotations, orders, ship, invoice, and collect payments, those are also possible, again, using our apps. So this is just to quickly highlight, and of course you can scan it as well. All of our products, in terms of the apps, support Android. So if you're using, of course, an Android device like Samsung, you would go to Google Play Store and download it. If you're using an Apple device, so you go to Apple Store. But if, let's say, you want to continue using your laptop, your desktop to do transactions, that's even possible. You can just download it from the Microsoft Store. So essentially, everything now becomes an app, and of course we know apps are nice things to play with. So let me now focus on the first app, which is manufacturing. So this is developed on our barcoding platform. As I mentioned, it runs on apps, but because we want to show more information, this is designed to work on a bigger device. So by bigger, I'm talking about maybe a 10-inch or more tablet. So it can be 10-inch, 17-inch if you want. So it can be a bigger tablet, or of course you can use a laptop or a desktop. So it would be the same thing, it would work. Now, because it's an app, one thing that we want to highlight here is the mobility. So now, instead of having to wait until somebody passes an information to the back office and post to Sage, what we want now to do is let the operator post the receipt or the issuance against a manufacturing order as it happens on the floor. So of course, for us to be able to do that, we need the screens to be simplified. It has to be easy enough for the operators on the floor to use and post transactions to Sage. So it's easier, as well as it should support scanning. So the fastest way to input data into Sage is not through search, the magnifying glass that we use in Sage. You don't want to search, you don't want to type. The fastest way is actually to scan. So if you have labels that you can scan, whether it's a standard barcode 39, barcode 128, or if you're using a GS1 barcode, then it would be easier to scan as well. So because the apps are running on the same web APIs, the same modules in Sage, there's actually no setup involved. So if you are already using our manufacturing module, the app is just another way of connecting to that module. There's no additional setup involved. All right. So here I just want to quickly compare the web screens that JT was mentioning a while ago and the app. So both are great. If we think about it, when we say web screens, we're talking about browsers. So that means when we talk about browsers, it's anytime, anywhere. So you can do your MO receipt, you can do your MO issuance or stock transfer anytime, anywhere in theory. So the app can do the same. But of course, the nice thing about apps is everybody in this room or even back in our offices would be familiar with an app. So anybody with a phone, a smartphone, like using Facebook, WhatsApp, or Viber to communicate, are very familiar with apps. And by downloading this app onto our device, we are essentially making it anytime, anywhere transaction posting within Sage. One advantage of using the apps is we can actually now support locked and serial tracking. So the web screens of Sage don't support it yet. But on our platform, because we control it, we have prioritized locked and serial tracking because this is something manufacturers need. So that's already actually supported on the manufacturing app. Another thing that we can do with the apps is we can be backward and forward compatible. So even if you are using an older version of Sage, so it could be that you have some customizations that prevents you from easily upgrading. That's not something to worry about because our manufacturing apps can actually work backward up to 2018. So in Sage, that's version 6.5, and our latest apps can actually work even up to the current 2023. So from 2018 to 2023, our solution can work backwards or forwards, whatever makes it easier for us. So this is actually what I would just mention. In terms of prerequisites, we just need 300 to be at least version 2018, and it needs, of course, our manufacturing 6.8 or 6.9 to work together with our barcode 6.9 users. So at this point, let me just quickly give you a look and feel. So obviously, manufacturing is a very big topic. We are talking about MO creation, BOM creation, issuance, return, receipts, Kanban, backflush. So there's no time to show you everything. But at this session, at the very least, let me give you a look and feel. So this is actually the very first screen that the users would see as they log on to the tablet. So when they log on as operator 1, for example, the very first thing is a list of MOs or manufacturing orders that needs to be processed. So notice how we changed how Sage is presenting data. Rather than a menu list of transactions you can click on, because now we are trying to empower the operator to do the tasks themselves. So they are now looking at the in the very first screen, what orders should be processed. We can then allow them to filter, maybe by production area, by date, by item number, by MO number, so or by item, even by item description, to look for the record that they want to process. Now, once I select a record, so let's say I select order number 1, now we are showing them the MO detail page on a tablet, for example, and you can see here what components has been issued, what still has balances, and then at the bottom, you might not be able to see it very clearly, but at the bottom you can see the transaction buttons already. So on that page, I already know I can do issuance, I can do return, I can do receipt, I can do backflush. And when I click on those buttons, this is now opening a MO transaction screen. So right now I'm showing here the issuance screen or UI. And at this point, you can see that the user can actually still filter by item or by description or by operation number. So if your BOM has a lot of items inside, it's now easier to just look for certain items, let's say starting with RM or starting with PM or somewhere inside there's a 1, there's a 2. We can filter based on that information. And you would notice that on the right-hand side, there is even a numeric pad. So because we assume it could be a tablet where there is no keyboard, then the numeric pad allows the user to just click on fields that they want to input, let's say issuance quantity, and then use the numpad to input the numbers. So that's how we are working on making the transactions easier for the user. This screen now is showing you the lot serial allocation screen. So if you are using lot or serial tracked items, notice how you can scan. If you have imagine a tablet with a barcode gun plugged into it. If you want to spend a little bit more, rather than a barcode gun with a USB cord, buy something with a Bluetooth. So now imagine the user walking around or maybe pushing a trolley with a tablet with that barcode gun. Now, if we're dealing with something with lot or serial numbers, then they can just scan the lot number or scan the serial number as they are picking it up and issuing to the order. So that's what we want to happen. Aside from changing the device that we are using, remember that we're trying to make it mobile. We're trying to make it easier. So that's how we would do it using the manufacturing app. So this screen is just quickly showing you the MO entry screen. So this is how the user on the floor can create orders as he's walking around. So maybe as he checks stock balances, as he checks orders, he will determine that I need to order a new product. I can do it on the ground, on the production floor. No need to go back to the office and input it. So again, this is simplified and making it mobile. So here you have the transaction buttons where users can just click on the device, let's say the tablet, and then drill down into a specific transaction, bypassing the MO list. So rather than looking at the list of orders to be processed, it could be that I have the order in front of me already with the MO number expressed as a barcode. So I can just click on the transaction I want to do, MO issuance, scan the MO number, and then proceed to do what it is I want to do. So is it issuance, return, or receipt? So those are just how manufacturing app can make the production a lot easier with Sage 300. At this point, let me then just quickly talk about our barcode app as well. So if we are a manufacturer, obviously we have stock of raw materials, packaging materials, BOM components that we convert into products. So that means we have to manage inventory. So this is now handled by our barcode app, which caters to PO receiving, so that's purchase receipts. We do the OE shipment, inventory control in terms of stock transfer, stock count, internal usage maybe. We can also do, of course, manufacturing and shop floor control. So again, imagine a tablet, let's say on a printing or a injection molding machine. As they are doing something on the floor, somebody can then record what's happening as it happens. So no more paper being passed on to the back office. As something happens, whether it's material consumption or time recording on the shop floor, it can be done on a real-time basis. So as I said, aside from real-time posting, it is faster to scan, and with a higher degree of accuracy. So again, if we are scanning the barcodes, we are choosing the right item always. It's very hard to make a mistake when you scan the barcode label of an item or of an order. No more incorrect input of 1 becoming 9 or becoming 4 or maybe looking like 7. So my handwriting is very bad as well. So it's like I can understand how it can happen in the real world, but with a scanner that should never happen. So this is just to quickly give you a look and feel of the barcode app. So it's a bit small, but you can see that when you log into your device, whether it's your mobile phone or a handheld like Keyence or Zebra or Motorola, well, Motorola is actually Zebra nowadays. Honeywell is another example. So this is what you would see, a list of buttons you can click on. We assume all of these devices are touch screens, so you can just use your finger to click. So in my example here, I want to do a PO receipt. So this is now the warehouse man clicking on PO receipt. The first thing he has to determine is which PO to be received. So he can search by PO number or he can search by vendor. Ideally, the PO number is expressed as a barcode. He can scan the PO and drill down directly to the record. This is now showing us a screen of what items should be received against that PO. So again, ideally, I'm scanning the label off the box and then inputting the quantity being received. But even without the barcode label, we can still just click on a line and then identify the record being processed. And then lastly, we can just post. So this is now inputting the quantity and posting a receipt. So that's just a quick example of a PO receipt. But everything else, whether it's stock transfer, internal usage, OE shipment, stock count, looks essentially the same. So somebody who is familiar with a transaction, let's say IC receipt, would know exactly what to do an IC shipment or a PO receipt. So that was the barcode. The last app that I want to highlight today is the Sales Anywhere app. So again, as I mentioned, this is meant for the salesman. So it could be a salesman visiting the client, taking quotations or creating orders, shipment and invoices, or this could be your van sales. So it could be a truck driver with a conductor, basically shipping out items as they visit clients. Or maybe another possible application here would be customer service agents. So rather than using the standard order entry screen of Sage, it could be that we want to give them a more touch screen, a more easy, user-friendly screen to input the orders. So this allows us then to do the sales transactions of Sage anytime, anywhere. We can capture signature as we do shipments to the customers using the messaging apps like WhatsApp or Line or Viber. As you do a transaction or a quotation, I can actually send it out immediately to the customer. So imagine if you are a salesman, after you create a quotation, I can then send it right then and there to the customer, and the quotation is ready delivered. No more waiting of going back into the office and then creating an order in Sage, printing out the PDF, and then sending by email. So there's actually no need for that. With WhatsApp, with Viber, with Outlook, you can do all of that already. So here, let me just give you a quick look and feel. So if I was a salesman, I would open my phone. I can then I can see the choices. I can create codes. I can ship. If I click, let's say, on the shipment, I would have to select who the customer is. So I can use maybe the customer number, the customer name, or even the address or telephone number to look for who or which customer I am visiting. And then this is now how I am selecting items. So we can add images of items as the salesman is creating the order. He can just click on the line, or he can also scan. assuming he has a catalog in front of him, he can scan, or if it's the product itself is in front of him, he can scan the barcodes. So this is now selecting lines to create an order for, and then this is now creating the sales order. And notice it's a bit too small for you guys, but the sales type field there actually allows them to select whether this is just an order, or it could be an order and a shipment together, or maybe it's order, shipment, and invoice together. So this can be a full van sale transaction if we wanted to. Aside from creating the invoice, we can also then trigger the invoice. I can also create payments. So out of the box, our solution already integrates with Stripe. So Stripe is a payment gateway, internationally used. So that means we can even use credit cards to collect payments. If it's just cash or check payments, we can record it again using the phone or the tablet and then post it as an AR transaction within Sage 300. So that's essentially showing you what our solutions can already achieve from a mobile app perspective with Sage 300. So if you have a need, whether it's manufacturing, if it's inventory control, if it's sales related, reach out to FMS, reach out to us. We should be able to help you make your transactions within Sage 300 more real time, more easy to post in a timely manner. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Terence. โอเคค่ะก็สำหรับ PowerPoint นะคะความจริงอยู่ในลิงก์ที่คุณลูกค้าได้โหลดเอาไว้นะคะอันนี้มีจริงๆค่ะตัวที่ไม่มีคือเบอร์8นะคะ